3, 2, 1. Mic test. Looks like everything is well. Good. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Review Series. It is the 23rd of July, and this is Trading Review number 10. Let's use the bar replay to get into this. 9:30 a.m. So today was actually a pretty interesting session. I came into New York expecting one thing, having a scenario in my mind. And at first, it played out really nicely. Then I kept waiting for one more thing to happen, for one price lag higher, for one more push higher, and it just never came. It never came. So let's jump into the charts, and I will show you exactly what happened and what lessons I took out of today. First and foremost, when I got to the charts, it was 9:30 a.m. New York time. I was a bit before that here. As you can see, I took a position in pre-market. But what I was looking at, and what I'm looking at every day, apart from the levels that I have marked on the chart, which are detailed in every single other video that I have posted before, I was looking at a candle, at a daily candle that was already trading around, what is this? 590 points from its highest level on the day. So we were trading 590 points down from the high of the day, which has been printed in Asia session. And looking at this, I said to myself, although I knew that geopolitically the markets are not doing very well because we are having the Iran story, which keeps on going on and on and on. And lately I understood that another country, neighboring country, I think Yemen, joined in supporting Iran with closing the Strait of Hormuz or taking over it. And I said, okay, the markets have a likelihood of continuing lower. I did not want to chase the shorts at the open. I did not want to do this, especially not after a 600-point move down to the downside. So what I was looking at the open, I said very simple. If I see a reaction, I want to see a reaction here into any level above. I'm going to try to frame it to see where would make sense. I want to see a reaction higher before I'm looking for shorts. Now, let's dive into it and see what happens. I was in this position. I took this trade in pre-market at 9 minutes and 20 past 9 New York time. And at the open, I got directly stopped out in this candle here. However, I didn't lose sight of the things that I was looking for. And I said clearly, if I see a rejection, which happened here, I decided immediately to enter into a trade again. And I got stopped for 704. I got stopped for about 30 points. Then again, I entered in this one, and the price delivered very nicely in the next 4 or 5 minutes. I had my TP right over here at this highs. I didn't want to hold any longer, overstay my welcome in any way. Why? Because I knew that in a bearish market and with the geopolitical conditions that we're having, we could literally dump at any time. So I said, I'm happy to be out of the market, and now I'm going to hunt to see where can I take my shorts. So what's happening? We are coming and we are taking this high here. We are taking this high here, which if you look, it's exactly 8:30 a.m. This was when the news dropped, the unemployment claims here dropped at 2:30 p.m. This is my local time. It's 8:30 a.m. New York time. We're taking that high, and the price starts to literally melt to the downside. And here's where I got a bit confused. Why? Because for one, I wanted to see, I took a Fibonacci tool, and I said after a 600 points move to the downside, I would like to see at least half of the London session bearish price leg rebalanced. I wanted to see this level. And it somewhat started to make sense for me. Why? Because we had the 50% right above this high that we took here. And I literally wanted to see one more leg higher before we're coming down. And let's see what happens. we're getting to this point here where I'm looking, we're so close and we're almost breaking to the downside. I'm looking at this 5-minute candle and I'm saying, okay, this looks really bearish. So I decided to enter in a short right here at this bearish candle. And very fast, in the next 2 minutes, I get taken out. At this point, I'm looking again, and I was looking at ES and YM, and they were also looking like they would like to reverse. And I started to go back to my original thesis, and I said, okay, maybe we really want to take this high. So I was looking again for opportunities to be in longs, not for, just for short term, for a quick reaction, maybe perhaps to this high, and afterwards start to look for shorts. But what happened? I get a signal here and it gets me into this trade. Just so 2 minutes later, I get taken out. I get into a trade again. I get a signal with this candle. And I was looking all this time, I was looking at this 5 minute. I said, we can easily come and take this time, this high one more time before we're coming down. I was also looking in the same time at the 1 hour and I said, okay, we're having perfect here, a small gap, 50% retracement, couple of confluences. I said, this is primed to come to take this high. So that's why I decided 2 times in a row here. Let's try 1, 2 times. Let's see what's happening. Here I started to get a bit more confident, but in the very next candle, I'm getting taken out. At this moment, I started to become a bit mindful of the fact that if I continue like this, I might gonna get chopped before the actual move happens. So I decided to just narrow my focus and look for where the higher time frame was pointing me to, which were shorts. So I've taken here about 120 points minus this 30 points. I was in profit about 80 points, but I've lost here about 30, 40. I lost here about 30. I lost another 30. I was pretty much break even, if not a little bit down for the day, about $100, $150. Let's see what happens next. I'm looking at this candle here, and I decided to enter in this retracement when we came higher here in the first part of this candle. I decided to take a short, put my stop here, and I was like, okay, now we are ready to go finally for the downside. We are going to go down. I find out in the next candle that we didn't go down. And I actually freaked out a bit for a second because I thought, okay, now we want to go for this 50%. But then again, I realized, no, that's not the case, because if we actually created a lower low and now we're creating a higher high here, this looks like a change in market structure to me. So I looked at this as a sweep of liquidity, and I wanted to see if we can come to the downside after we swept this internal high. If you follow this channel, you perhaps know by now that I'm specializing in liquidity trades, 1 minute, 5 minute, and this allows me to be in and out of trades, not only aligned with the higher time frame bias, but also trading against the major trend. It's my style of trading. I know it's a bit controversial, but I'm finding my way and I'm learning, and it works for me. So far, so good. There are days when I lose, there are days when I win, but this is how I want to trade. So I see everything that I want to see. We have an internal high swept here. We are coming to the downside. And I decide to finally, okay, you know what? This is it. I'm going to put a larger stop. And I'm happy to hold up to the bodies of these candles here. And I'm going to take my trade. I believe, if I'm not wrong, that I added, I'm going to exit replay mode right now. Or perhaps I'm going to leave it for a bit more. I believe that I added another one here, if I'm not wrong. I think at this candle, at this rejection, I believe I added another contract. So I was originally in with 2 because that's my original size of opening, 2 or maximum 3. And because I was in with 2, I added another one, and the price started to slowly come to the downside. At this moment, I was looking for targets. We were approaching the time when I had to go for work for my food delivery job. And I said, okay, I need to get out of the market fast. And I wanted to be out of the market fast because I had other things to do as well. And I also didn't want to hold this trade too long because we could react at any time. And I was looking for levels, and I saw this level here. And I said, you know what? I don't want to hold all the way down. I don't want to hold all the way down for these lows. I would rather just take my profit here at this previous support level, which was in the form of that wick there. And that's where I set my TP. And in the next minutes, we delivered very, very nicely to the downside. I'm going to exit now the replay mode, and I'm going to add the executions because I think it would be, they are already on. I'm going to go back. So I'm going to add, where are the executions? I think they should be on. Settings. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what's happening. Give me one moment. I'm just going to refresh this. I'm not sure exactly why, but the executions don't seem to want to appear on the chart. Let me see if I'm logged in. Yes, I'm logged in. This is a bit weird, actually. Let's refresh one more time. Go in 1 minute. Refresh the chart. Let's see, maybe they are here. Executions. This is a bit weird. This is at least a bit weird. Anyways, I managed to take nice profits. I've made my way towards work. Looking back at the whole session, I think I stayed a bit too long with my original idea here that we're going to come to take the highs. And I think this is an important lesson. Sometimes you just have to be mindful of what the market is telling you. And even if you have a narrative or you are having a plot in your mind, it's good to be flexible. It's good to look at the market and understand that, yes, a lot of times you are going to have a very good read of the market, and you can play ping pong, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to maximize my days when I win because I also lose. So that's why I trade liquidity. I can trade longs and I can trade shorts in the same session. I know a lot of people are against that, but I don't really care. This is my style of trading and I'm trying to master it. I will figure out in time what is best and how I can maximize which trade I should avoid. But yes, if you understand liquidity, you can do this every single day. It's great to stay with the higher time frame picture in mind, and this is exactly what has helped me today to actually shift my perspective from waiting for that high to be taken again and just accept that we had here a very nice sweep of liquidity, come lower and just take these profits. Beautiful delivery. It was really, really fast. I think 10, 15, 20 minutes. Now, once I let go of my conviction, everything seemed so much easier. I got into the short and the session paid off really, really nicely. And this is the thing that I will take with me into tomorrow. Now, looking at my Lucid dashboard, I'm very, very content with the results so far. Started the week with a good day. This was a day when I was really, really tight on time. I was tired. I came after a weekend travel. I was not really clear-minded. I was also with very few hours of sleep. Tuesday, I limited my downside. Yesterday, it was my best day so far. And today, consistent, having very good profits for the day. Is it going to continue like this forever? No. Of course, there are going to be losing periods. It's happening a lot of times. I'm actually coming after a losing period of about, I don't even know, maybe days, perhaps a week. I do not know exactly, but very content with everything that has happened so far. I think that's pretty much about the 2 days review. I'm actually curious about you guys. What would you do if you were in a situation that I was in today? If you were waiting, for example, for a move that just never shows up, that never came, what would you do? Because I told you, for me, this was the most difficult moment of the day for me. Feel free to leave me your opinion or your experience in the comments. I read every single one of them. And yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.